Judge Lin, I've read a number of your writings. I want to, you wrote an article in December of 1998 entitled Person of Faith, Race and Religion as Experiential Knowledge. You wrote it in a journal called Perspective. And this is what you said, I quote, your words, not mine. The problem with the Christian coalition is not that they are Bible thumpers, parentheses, there are personal beliefs that often result from religious experiences, close parentheses, but that they are bigots, end of quote. Did I quote that correctly?
I believe you did.
Did you write that?
I did write that when I was 18 years old, or 20 years old, excuse me. I do want to be clear. I do not agree with that today. I wrote that before I went to law school, before I had any kind of
You were a grown woman when you wrote this.
I'm sorry?
You were a grown woman when you wrote this.
I was 20 years old when I wrote it. It was before I had a professional career.
You were in your third year at Harvard?
I was
a senior at Harvard.
I was a junior at Harvard.
Junior. So you were 3/4 of the way through your Harvard education, and you wrote that.
That is correct, Senator. It is
Wow.
20 years before I became a judge. I do
Wow.
not agree with it today. I do want to be clear about that.
Okay. Judge Simmons, let me just ask you a couple of questions. You finished law school in 2004?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you ever tried a case in federal court?
I have not seen there.
Have you ever filed a brief in federal court?
I have not practiced in federal court. My entire practice has been in the state court.
Okay. Have you ever argued a motion in federal court?
I have my entire practice of over 12 years as a prosecutor has been in state court, Senator.
Okay. Have you ever, you serve as a state court judge, have you ever presided over a jury trial as a state court judge?
In the 5 years that I've been on the Superior Court bench, I have been in a moving department, and now I'm the supervising judge.
Have you ever tried a jury trial?
As an attorney, I have tried.
No, as a judge.
As a judge, I have presided over court trials, not jury trials, sir.
No, so the answer is no.
I have not presided over jury trials as a judge.
Have you, in the 5 years you've been on the state bench, have you ever written any opinions, issued any opinions?
Well, sir, I've been in moving departments in the 5 years that I've been as a Superior Court judge. We don't issue written opinions in moving departments on the Superior Court.
So the answer is no?
In the 5 years I've been on the Superior Court, I've been in moving departments. We don't issue written opinions in moving departments.
Okay. What is the standard of review in federal court for questions of fact?
For questions of fact by the trial court, it is clear error, sir.
Okay. What's the standard of review for questions of law?
In the trial court level, de novo.
Okay. What is the what's the holding in Map v. Ohio?
Map v. Ohio, since I've been practicing as a district attorney for the last 12 years, as well as a Superior Court judge over the last 5 years, I know what the holding is. It escapes me as I currently sit here, but
okay.
As a Superior,
what's the Chevron doctrine? You'll see that a lot.
Yes, Chevron deference refers to an administrative agency that's interpreting its own rule. It created a two-part step test. The first step in that test is whether Congress was clear.
You know it. I got you. What's the political question doctrine?
I have not, as a Superior Court judge and over the last 5 years and as a deputy district attorney for 12 years, I have not practiced in a federal court. So if I am so fortunate enough to be confirmed, I will obviously apply the applicable law. Okay,
I want to talk about the United States Constitution. Is it a doctrine of plenary powers or enumerated powers?
Enumerated powers, sir.
Okay. I yield back 1 second, Madam Chair.
Turning quickly to Judge Lin, Kennedy quoted directly from a 1998 article she authored during her time at Harvard. In it, Lin referred to the Christian coalition as bigots. Kennedy asked point-blank, "Did I quote that correctly?" To which Lin admitted, "You did." Though Lin apologized and claimed she no longer agreed with the statement, Kennedy wasn't having it. "You were a grown woman, a junior at Harvard, and you wrote that? The tone was set. Kennedy then pivoted to Judge Lin's courtroom experience, or lack thereof. Have you ever tried a case in federal court? Have you ever argued a motion in federal court? One by one, Lin answered, no. It became painfully clear that despite years in law, her practical federal court experience was virtually non-existent, and that drew serious concern from Kennedy. Kennedy then turned to what sounded like a law school pop quiz. What's the standard of review for questions of fact? What's the holding in Mapp v. Ohio? What's the Chevron doctrine? Enumerated or plenary powers in the Constitution? While Lin managed to answer some, others escaped her completely. For a nominee to the federal bench, Kennedy implied, that's unacceptable. Kennedy's line of questioning wasn't just about one nominee, it was about a pattern. He exposed what many conservatives argue is a trend of nominating judges based on ideology and identity over experience and constitutional grounding. His final questions about the political question doctrine and constitutional principles hit at the heart of judicial responsibility. Will these judges uphold the Constitution faithfully or bring in personal bias? Senator Kennedy's grilling of Judge Rita Lin wasn't just viral, it was vital. It reminded the American people of the stakes behind judicial appointments. With lifetime power in their hands, federal judges must be both qualified and impartial. Whether Judge Lin will be confirmed remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. She won't forget her time before Senator Kennedy anytime soon. What do you think? Was Kennedy too harsh, or did he ask the tough questions that needed to be asked? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Capitol